Fingers, we're out here now, Brixton Jam, outside Battle Scars event. I'm here with Amadeus. What's going on? Say hello to the people.
Peace, how you doing? Amadeus, repping New York City, Battle Scars, big up to Fingers, the reigning champ. I checked you out at your victory. I was well impressed with that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely,
cool.
definitely.
All right, so you're a producer, MC, yeah?
Yeah, I've been doing production. I'm an engineer. I've been engineering for about 15, 18 years.
Okay.
I've worked with everybody, you know, major labels, closets, basements, studios. Been doing production for about 10 years, and I've been an MC since I was, you know, a young child. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is like in my blood. Like I was telling my man, I'll probably be rapping when I'm 60 years old. You know what I mean? There's no age limit on this thing.
Yeah,
you know?
that's it. Yeah. Okay, so what made you start in music, boss? What was the catalyst?
I'd probably say my family. You know, I have an older cousin that he was around like during when hip hop was really still being pioneered. And he ran with them crews that was doing jams in the park and setting up turntables and shit and running the power from the light post. He was involved in that, and he used to take me along places. Like he used to work at the Apollo. He used to work at Apollo recording studios, and he was recording songs back then. And he used to take me to parties. I used to see people like Big Daddy Kane, Eric B. and Rakim, and shit like that. So I really didn't have a choice. It was infused in me. It's like, this is what I want to do. What I did is I made a smart choice. When I was about 18, 19, you know, I decided to go to school for music, to become an engineer. This way, if I didn't become a famous rapper, kids, you listening? Here's the jewel. If I didn't become a famous rapper, I always have music to fall back on. I would always be involved in music one way or another, even if I didn't make it rapping. Because I'm still in the studio, and I can turn the motherfucking knobs, baby. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I love that, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, what up, Craig Love? I'm sorry. Pardon me, fam. It's my brother, Craig Love. All right. You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, the Apollo, that's right, you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Bismarck and all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Bismarck.
Real. Q-Tip, Pioneers, Run DMC. Yeah, man, you see on the Lower East Side, that's right.
So how far
Lower
we going
East Side
back?
of Delancey Street.
20 years.
Yeah, Avenue D was representing here in London.
That's right. New York City in the house tonight.
How far are we going back then? Because what? Like Cool Herc and all that? We're
Exactly
cool
back then. I was just a young pup, you know what I'm saying? And my cousin used to drag me around to parties. I did my first MC battle in front of Cool Herc. I battled Questa Mad Lad, Pseudo 88, like 1993. And Cool Herc and Supernatural were two of the judges. I lost. But it was a wonderful experience, you know what I'm saying? I got to meet Cool Herc in the flesh. And it's like meeting one of the gods, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah.
From what you're saying, you've worked with like many different artists. And
I work with several artists. I mean, I work with anybody. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate enough to have those opportunities where I got to work with big names. But that isn't always the greatest thing, because you know the money. By the time the money come, I got my rent is overdue, and I got to pay for that shit. I get the most joy out of working with up and coming artists and to see people that are still ambitious. You know what I'm saying? And that they have a hunger for the music. Because a lot of people are in it for what they can get out of it. You know what I mean? And that's not typically who I want to work with. And that's what happens when you work with big names and big stars. You know what I mean? It's you kind of get surrounded, or I felt bombarded by the politics of it, the business of it, and the love just kind of disappears. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in somebody's basement with an MPC, you know what I mean, and a bunch of crates full of vinyl. You know what I mean? Trying to dig for a sample and put together a song and take out the camera and shoot a little video and throw it on YouTube. That's how I get down. You know what I mean? I'd much prefer that. Just
straight
keep
up,
it.
I'd like to know, like, basically, what music has influenced you.
Everything from, you know, every form of music has influenced me from a kid. My name Amadeus. I took that obviously from Mozart. It was the first classical music I ever listened to. You know what I mean? But my father was big into vinyl, so he had lots of jazz records. So growing up, I listened to a lot of jazz, a lot of funk. You know, my mother's side of the family is from the Caribbean, so I got all the influence, you know, from reggae, soca, Haitian music, you name it. And so I've always been around it, so I've been influenced by everything. And you know, and growing up, once I started engineering and opened up my ears, I stopped only listening to like hip hop, and I started listening to rock and roll, and I started listening to, you know what I'm saying, opera and shit like that. You know what I mean? And also because and when I started doing production, I wanted the tracks I made to be. To just cover the gambit. Like I wanted, if somebody was gonna buy one of my tracks, I wanted them not just for the next hip hop record, but maybe they'll pick one of my tracks to be in the next movie. You know what I mean? To maybe score a movie. So I had to open up my mind and start listening to all different types of music. So I bang everything from.
I'd like to ask you, what makes a good sample?